Hello and welcome, my name is Lynx, and we are playing Spirit Sisters, another chapter titled Determination. We say Spirit Sisters, but let's face it, one of them is so useless. She should not be even involved in the title. It should be Spirit Goddess. That's what it should have been. Anywho, the two girls stand with the streets of Tokyo, facing the green, money-orientated demon before them.
Do you have a plan?
Nope. Punch it with as much power as possible. Wendy responds blankly. Before any more words could be muttered, the impatient demon lunges forward, attempting to strike the pair. Wendy reacts swiftly, striking back at her foe. They engage in fisticuffs before Wendy screams out.
I'll hold you off for now, until then try to come up with something. What in the world does she want me to do?
I mean, you are the one who studied the freaking greedy book, so you should know. The battle begins. Wendy throws slashes with her sword, fighting relentlessly. So the demon starts to activate his ability once again. He uses his right crane arm to start moving the debris around, as well as other objects, to get in her way, preventing Wendy from singling in. You know what's funny? This song has a little bit of lyrics, but this one actually doesn't get in the way, I would say.
Yeah, this is so annoying. It's just like that sand demon.
Wendy ponders over her previous encounter, and she then devises a plan of her own. Boosting herself with the spirits, she starts moving faster than she's ever moved before. Okay. Going up and down, left and right, she moves so quickly that it starts to take the form of after images. Okay. Upon the green demon's crimson dice, it looks as if there are about 7 Wendys circling into him. Just 7?
Damn it! This bet has some tricks!
The demon thinks before the real Wendy emerges from the after images and lands a decisive slash on the demon's gut. I feel like I've seen this animation before. Like this exact slash. The attack sends him crashing into a nearby cosmetic store through the window.
Sugai.
Sylvia mutters before she feels a sudden wave placed on her shoulder.
Anything?
Sylvia keeps her composure, but cannot hide the fact that she was startled. The girl in question was several feet away only a second ago, and now had appeared right beside her, close enough to touch her.
I may have come up with something, but I don't know if it will work.
Sylvia goes over her idea in her head, yet feeling a lack of confidence in her deduction. She was not prone to go into physical conflict as such, mostly being positioned inside the church most of her life. Her lack of real-life conflicts was getting the best of her. How do you not have conflicts while in a church? That sounds ridiculous. It sounds like a lie as well.
Well, that doesn't sound like your sisters.
Wendy says with as much charisma as she can muster. The platoon green-haired girl looks back at her.
Aren't you sisters all about faith? In this type of situation, I'm sure that's all we need.
Sylvia's eyes glimmer at this.
Are you sure? Maybe, but if not faith, I think I know of another thing that may come in handy right about now. What might that be?
The scene cuts forward, and Dolabil, Jesus Christ, that name, finally recovers from the signature blow he had received and now makes his way back to the battleground.
God damn it! Where is that woman? Is I gonna get my hand on her? Right here.
Wendy yells back. Let's pretend it was a yell. Holding a strong and composed battle pose. She then looks back at the sister behind her, firmly holding the gospel in her hands.
Okay, let's do this.
The demon is filled with his own greed. After all, to become the strongest and best of his peers. And no god, no girl is going to get in his way. We'll see about that.
You fool!
The demon snickers in his mind before analyzing the situation.
You probably came to the conclusion that my power is of attraction or a high frequency of telekinesis, but you're wrong.
The girl lunges forward, charging up her magic through her hand. She engulfs it into her sword. The demon stands firmly, unshakable, even as he prepares to take the incoming blow. Wendy closes in, preparing to land a lethal blow to the demon. Unbeknownst to her, that's the demon began chuckling within his head.
My power is called invoice. I'm able to regulate one thing to another at high moving speeds. The way it works is I concentrate one object containing greedy desires and relocate to another object with said desire. I can affect not just physical matter but to magic as well. Right now this girl is generating all the power to finish me off, but that attack will never land. At least not on me. After all, I already picked a nice looking target.
Oh, the nun? He says with his eyes evading over to the four-eyed girl.
Once she throws the attack, she thinks she'll be using it to kill me, but in reality she'll be killing her own friend.
The strike lands. The demon is met with an overpowering blow filled with spirit magic. His body is engulfed in a blue hue as he gets pushed back in the street and crushed to the ground as his body is filled with an unforgivable amount of pain. The demon looks up as he spits out a pool of blood.
How did she cancel out my ability? Oh, invoice, huh? Yeah, I was able to decipher its magic codes within the scriptures, and it speaks of the demon's innate ability. It's an ability similar to telekinesis.
No. Okay, it's not no. He's transferring it somewhere else. That's not like a telekinesis.
Anyway, he's able to move matter at his will, with the exception that it all has to be delivered towards an equally justified location. He cannot use this power on magic and people. I see. I'm sure he will. He'll probably try to target you. He'll probably try to target me. But that's where my idea stands from. How so? Well, most of this gospel is written in code. It makes up the cosmic makeup of the demon's spiritual being. But if I will decipher more of this code and read the specific scriptures, using my authority arsenal, I may be able to temporarily cancel out his ability.
Damn.
You think you can do that? I don't know if I've never done such thing before. I might mess up.
At this, Wendy pokes the platinum green hair girl in the head, taking her off guard.
No, none of that. I thought we agreed to start working on faith. So, come on, have a little faith in yourself. Sylvia, after all, I do. I have faith in you too.
Dude, can we just say, in that one scene, she proved being more useful than Hibiki? The thing is, Hibiki is completely useless, but come on. If anyone deserves the title of Spirit Sister 2, it's Sylvia. Not that singing again. God damn it, this is getting in the way.
Fuck. How? How is this possible? My ability? How did you cancel out my ability?
The demon yells, attempting to use his power once again to move around the surrounding debris, but coming to a fault as it proved to still be ineffective.
Hehehe, I do think that glory goes to the sister over there.
Why would you tell him that? Why would you tell him that? Wendy says mockingly, pointing back at her companion. The demon in question looks back at the nun with a look of anger, shock and confusion.
How? Oh, you haven't figured it out yet? She was able to decipher your book. One of the old gods created these gospels to bind your sins to the book scriptures.
Why would you tell him that?
Once Sylvia was able to recover your authority, along with her knowledge of the ancient texts, she was able to override your ability.
Again, why would you tell him all of that?
It doesn't make any sense! That woman is no goddess, she's just some girl! How could she accomplish such a feat in such a short amount of time?
Well, I mean, technically it's not such a short amount of time. If you think about that. She's been into reading a lot of different stuff for a very long time. I mean, she has the knowledge. Now it's been put to use. Upon hearing this, Sylvia's confidence begins to waver. Come on, girl. That is before Wendy begins to speak once again, projecting her voice even louder than before.
What does it matter if she's a goddess or not? What matters is that she was able to do it. You look down on her just because she's human, but you fail to realize the truth. She was able to bind you to that book through her merits alone, and that's because she has something that you lack. Something that Sylvia has that you, a demon, will never have.
The demon is furious at this point, veins popping off on his head as steam begins to brew out.
And what is it?
Wendy strikes a pose once again, pointing forward and to the ground as well. Her hip slides to the side as her face takes on a stern expression, and her blue eyes fire with the passion of the spirit reigning within her.
Determination!
What? Consumed by its open rage, the demon lunges straight toward the blue-haired girl. Wendy takes this short opportunity to smirk as she covers herself in a powerful blue aura. Her plan had worked, batting the demon and drawing him closer where his magnetic abilities would prove futile. She grabs the sword and holds it up as the two forces clash with one another. The demon's claw hand presses against her black sword. Wendy overpowers the initial clash and uses this moment to strike upon the demon's flesh. A large gaping wound spills out blood from the demon's chest, forcing him to jump back. But the exact moment that he retreats, Wendy is seen to be right behind him, slicing him from the back. Ooh. Ooh. If you get a cut on the back, you failed.
This time make sure you aren't able to resurrect again.
The demon turns around to strike her straight in the face with its claw arm. Wendy is taken aback by this attack for a moment, but before realizing she had let go of her sword. Why? The demon uses this as an opportunity to use the abilities on her sword, levitating it out of her reach and sending it flying across the sky.
Now what will you do without your sword?
She'll punch you. Brushing off a stream of blood from her mouth, Wendy looks coldly back at the demon.
Did you think I only know how to fight with a sword, you idiot?
Pushing Wendy away, the demon sends a cluster of debris to her direction, trying to overwhelm her.
Ah, this is annoying.
She zooms and dashes through the obstacles, using her power to enhance her speed and agility. Wendy jolts in front of the green beast, firming her footing beneath her. Yeah. Oh, she sent him flying. Oof. The demon jolts up into the air and falls down to the ground. Before it has a chance to recover, the blue-haired maiden lands on top of him. Now on top of him, she repeatedly strikes the demon with her armored fist. A punch with her left, then a punch with her right, till it's splattered with blood. The demon takes a moment to look up at the girl on top of him. Her eyes are white and the shadow on her face has darkened as she raises her fist above her head once more.
She's a monster!
Muttering under their breath, for once in his endless life, he feels emotion foreign to the entire demon race. Fear. Satisfied with her attacks and feeling she had won this battle, Wendy looks up at Sylvia.
Sister, this should be enough, right? What else do I need to do?
Sylvia had never experienced such an extensive display of violence before. Not to mention that this girl was able to display acts of raw strength that would put many bodybuilders to shame was truly perplexing. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say bodybuilders would show you strength in a fight. They are not built for battle. So, yeah.
The scare. Her strength is questionable. Just who exactly is she? The gospel, yes. With your flames, you need to destroy its physical body to bind it to the book.
Wendy looks back down the demon, seeing it still in shock from her barrage of punches.
Tchee. And he sent my sword flank across the who knows where. Let's see, I could try to blast him with as much firepower as I can, but with how low my initial output is, that'd probably take a while.
As she goes over her options, the demon below her is inwardly lurking on his next course of action. Just continue beating him up, to be honest.
No! No, 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 no! This can't be it. Only just got here. I can't be defeated by this woman.
The demon had been attempting to gather more energy from various victims it had affected while on its earlier crusade. The stacked up greed that their innocence had stacked up was now leaving the individual bodies and heading straight toward the green-skinned demon. Viewing this incoming swarm of demonic energy, Wendy instinctively jumps off of the monster.
What in the world? No matter what, I'll become the strongest. I'll become the most powerful. I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it!
An overwhelming green energy covers the demon. Its open mouth takes in the full mass of the incoming energy. For as Wendy had predicted, the demon was still premature in its resurrection, taking this amount of power. Its exterior starts to discombobulate. Its wave and mass are growing at an extraordinary rate, now seemingly reverting to its baby-like state, as its sprouting words start losing their cohesiveness and meaning. For its infant-like status has returned. Its size was growing at a miraculous rate, now overtaking the city district. What? Ew.
What the fuck? She just turned into a kaiju. This is bad. At this rate, I'll keep consuming dark energy until it will keep consuming dark energy until it explodes. Oh! I'll stop him.
Wendy says, more determined than ever to defeat this demon. She realized after witnessing the demon's increase in size. The situation was advertently different from her previous battles. This wasn't a random temple in the desert. They were in the streets of Tokyo, her hometown. And beyond her duty as a goddess, she had the responsibility to protect the place she was born and raised in. Must be nice to be living in Tokyo. Now, with eyes holding her firm resolution, Wendy summons as many spirits as she can to summon her disposal. At her disposal, I would say. But I feel like I would not want to live in the center of Tokyo. But to be fair, that is true when it comes to me, to any big city. I would definitely prefer to be on the outskirts. She lunges forward, charging every last ounce of her power to her right fist. Even though it looks like it's to the left from that picture. Now it... okay.
Spirits, I need your guys' help. Please help me put an end to this monster. A full power. Spirit fist!
The spirits comply with the woman's wishes, swarming around her fist and charging to an ultimate vanquishing strike. No effect. For powerful, the demon had grown too large in size for Wendy's attack to do any damage.
Damn it, I must be too low. If only I could reach its head.
The demon had lost a significant amount of its consciousness, still attempts to attack the various people in its path. I mean, if you could, like, throw a punch into the distance, that would be nice. I guess the problem with her is she needs to make a physical contact, right? It, not being able to move its body anymore, starts attempting to cultivate its energy into its mouth, glowing a bright green hue. Uh-oh.
What is it doing? I can sense a lot of dark energy coming from its head.
It's gonna be the laser, basically. Just as she thinks this, the demon shoots a concentrated green laser. I knew it. Blowing up a part of one of the surrounding buildings. This first shot seemed to be somewhat of a test for the demon as it discovered this new power. After a moment, it shoots out an even stronger, more powerful blow of spirit magic in the spirit goddess's direction. This little attack makes direct contact, shooting the girl through 2 skyscrapers and leaving her blasted in an unknown location. It all happened so fast that the sister didn't even have a chance to react. I mean, you wouldn't really be able to do anything about that, right?
Miss Wendy! Miss Wendy!
Sylvia crouches out toward the blast direction, viewing the catastrophic damage its newfound ability had produced. Her eyes look back at the green entity in fear, as she is now left to deal with the mutated kaiju-sized demon all on her own. The demon then turns his head, gazing back at Sister Sylvia. Still burning with anger at getting one-upped by a mere human, the demon uses her ability once again, raising the sister from the ground and levitating her onto his grasp. Dang. Now holding on to the sister, the new King Kong would hold onto a damsel in distress. Sylvia screams in terror as she is presumed to meet the same fate as him, as they both elevate in the sky by proxy of the spirits. However, within the destruction of the distant building, the blue-haired maiden can be seen on top of a mass debris, never before being hit with such a little condensed magical attack. Well, I guess the Phoenix better get to work. Wendy can be seen bleeding out from various wounds on her body, blood even pouring from her head. Her magical supply diminishes as spirits start to swarm her body.
Damn it, that really hurt. I might be in trouble here. Come on, Wendy, just get up.
Oi, Phoenix, wake the hell up!
What happened?
Father Isaac, you're awake!
The girl starts jumping up for joy. As she holds this happy expression, the silver ankh she had carried in her hand suddenly snaps and implodes.
Oh, damn it! There goes my gift to Unism!
Hibiki says with her boot now sunken down to a more gloomy state. The priest stands up, regaining his composure before looking over at the small girl.
What happened?
Okay, what happened to everyone? Tell me what's going on.
Things are looking so good. Onesimo woke up first to go fight Greed, and then Sister Sylvia woke up slightly after in pursuit of her.
I see. For things got a bit hasty, it seems everything's going the way it should be.
What? How can you say that? Things are getting way off hand, man. We need to do our best to support Onesimo and Sister Sylvia.
Sister Hibiki, I can understand your fear of the situation, but please do not let your emotions get the better of you. You dumb boss. Never forget, we are members of the Egyptian Orthodox Church, and we do not condone acts of violence.
Yeah, well about that.
Can we just not see this scene? Like, I don't care what's happening with this trash.
But Father, it is not our secret duty to act when evil marriages. As Patron's faith, it is our role to aid in the battles against darkness. How could our prayers hold any weight if we stand by the law the gods to act alone? We must support her.
Hebe, you have a good heart, but you are a dumb boss, and that is not the role of the church. The church must stand tall as a beacon of hope, representing our trust and faith in the power of the Almighty. You must never let your heart falter, especially in situations like this, or could be that you are at a loss of faith.
The sister is left stunned by the priest's explanation.
No, my faith has not wavered. But
You truly do have faith, and leave this matter to the church's vanguard.
Hibiki Dambas hesitates.
let me talk to Onesimo. No, I can't.
Why not? You are useless, so.
Hibiki, are those words coming from a sister as something else?
As something useless, yeah.
If you are speaking as a sister, I'll remind you, you have no role to play out there. However, if your desire is to be more than just a sister, then cannot, in good faith, keep you resigned in here. However, that is a choice you must make.
choice.
Decide what is your purpose. What role do you believe you must play here?
I don't know, get erased from the story? That would be nice.
Aye.
Hibiki thinks ever since she was young, she was always stuck by her beliefs and her faith. But things are different now. She can't simply wait on the sidelines while her own. Oh my god, stop using that phrase. She's out there fighting a battle she may not win.
I'm sorry, Father Isaac, but if you won't interfere, then that doesn't mean I can't.
The sister says, immediately turning around, preparing to leave. But before she gets a chance, the priest calls out to her.
Don't do anything foolish, dumbass.
Sorry, can't help it.
Ugh.
After all, I'm foolish.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Foolishly in love.
foolishly retarded as well. The girl yells out in her head as the priest remains within the church's closing doors. He can't help but feel a pang of regret within his soul.
That girl. Useless.
I still call bullshit. Like, supposedly Wendy has the spirit of Phoenix that will... And it did heal her in the past, as we know. And suddenly doesn't work? That's bullshit. Sorry, that's absolute bullshit. You're literally not using that ability, well, self-ability, kind of. I think Wendy doesn't trigger it on her own. It kind of triggers itself when she uses her and so on. So basically you're avoiding that to happen just to force Hibiki into the story. Hibiki who is not likable in the slightest. Kinda ridiculous. Dude, I hate Hibiki. That is a fact. I mean, dude, I already mentioned it before. She basically makes me want to drop the game. But the sheer determination to finish all the games in me just doesn't allow me to. I still feel like this will be heading towards the sort of ending that I will not like, basically. But yeah, chapter ended, so let's end the episode and we'll continue tomorrow. For now, hope you enjoyed at least the fighting part, because the last scene was kinda not needed and not necessary. And hopefully we'll see Wendy back on her feet on her own and destroying the grid as it's meant to be done. But that's for tomorrow to maybe happen. As always, hope you enjoyed. Consider liking the video, and if you're new around, consider subscribing. Always super appreciated if you stick around. And of course, I wish you a fantastic day. Bye bye.